Wow, this is a lot of information.
I'm a little overwhelmed. Maybe I should call the local realtor.
This is perfect. Hi, is this the pro expert realtor Milburn Pennybags?
Why, yes it is. How can I help you?
I've been looking into buying some properties, but it's all just so expensive and confusing. Could you help explain it to me?
Why, of course. To start, citizens who are 18 years or older and have a credit score of at least 650 can buy land in the United States. Additionally, permanent residents who have lived and worked in the United States for at least 2 years may be eligible to purchase a plot of land. Additionally, buying a home involves finding the property, securing financing, making an offer, getting home inspection, and closing on the purchase. National and safe first-time buyer programs may be useful if you can't afford a high down payment. Once you've moved in, it's important to maintain your home and keep saving. Buying a house in the U.S. as a non-U.S. citizen is simple if you plan to pay in cash or have all the money saved to buy a home in one lump sum. If you're not in the financial position to be able to purchase the home with cash, you'll need to obtain a mortgage, a loan to purchase the property.
That's great and all, but what role does the government play in this, and how can it affect my life and my home?
Well, government policies exert substantial influence on housing market trends, shaping pricing, quantity, quality, and geographic distribution of housing nationwide. These policies have the power to optimize market efficiency and fairness or impede market dynamics with implications for households and communities. Some policies that have been made include the National Housing Act of 1934. The National Housing Act created the Federal Housing Administration, or the FHA, which instituted a mortgage insurance program backed by the federal government. That insurance reduced the risk to the lenders, who could then make loans available to Americans who might not otherwise qualify. The program continues to this day, with FHA-backed loans still providing affordable mortgage options to eligible buyers of single-family and multifamily homes. Another act was the Housing Act of 1937, also known as the Wagner-Steagall Act. Established in the United States Housing Authority, USHA, its role was to provide federal loans to state and local housing authorities for the construction of low-income housing for both large and small cities across the United States. Finally, the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act of 1974. This federal act, referred to as the RESPA, was passed by Congress in 1974 to prohibit potentially abusive practices from the real estate settlement processes. For example, it requires lenders, mortgage brokers, and loan servicers to provide borrowers with several disclosures, including an itemized statement of all settlement or closing costs. It also outlaws kickbacks and referral fees and prohibits loan services from requiring excessively large escrow amounts, among other provisions. After 2011, the RESPA responsibilities were assumed by the CFPB because of the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and the Consumer Protection Act. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau provides a series of guidelines, TRID, to protect borrowers from unscrupulous lenders, commonly known as the Know Before You Owe rules. The TILA RESPA integrated disclosures dictate the mortgage information that lenders need to provide borrowers charge and how these fees can change as the mortgage matures. As of 2015, all mortgage lenders are required to follow the TRID rules, and when they issue a mortgage or offer an estimate to a potential borrower.
Wow, the government seems to be doing a lot to help, so why is it so hard to buy a house?
Well, it can be so difficult to find houses nowadays because the government doesn't actually lend money to citizens. It just gives money to banks. Housing prices can be sold at whatever amount the seller decides and are based upon what other similar houses are selling for, but the government has nothing to do with that. Most people need to borrow money to pay for a loan, so they are pretty much stuck with the bank and the terms that the bank decides. These terms can be affected by interest rate, which government has some control over, but not a lot. The federal government only builds low-income housing, but they don't build middle-income homes, so that's why it's so difficult.
Wow, Mr. Pennybags, this is opening my eyes a lot. It's very helpful. How do you retain all this?
Well, let's just say I'm kind of a pro expert, as stated on my ad.
Okay.
So now that we have all that information out of the way, do you have any other questions about the housing process?
No, I was actually just wondering if you had any property recommendations around here. I have a pretty low budget, so I've been having trouble finding something.
Yas, okay, so I'll show you around some houses.
Okay, on the way.
Okay, meet me at the address. Mr. Monopoly, out.
Are you Melbourne Pennybags?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay, let me look up some houses in your price range.
Ooh, looks like there's not very many, but I'll let you take a look.
These are all so expensive. How can we fix this, Melbourne?
I heard you were having some trouble about housing policies. My name is Donald Dieners, and I'm an expert in political science. And also, guess what? So basically, I've been working on policy initiatives on housing policy. Let me find it. So, the federal government is going to build 1 million new single-family homes. The government contracts with builders who build houses so that there's more inventory for people to move in, thus decreasing overall prices of individual homes. Construction companies that receive federal government's money are going to have to hire more workers to pay these homes. And the wages that they pay those workers are going to go back into the economy when those workers buy cars, homes, food, etc. Correspondingly, grocery stores, car dealerships, and home builders, etc. will receive more money, hire more people to meet that demand, and the whole economy goes up, will go up, and is going up. Although inflation might go up, the overall health of the economy will increase, making it stronger. Prices may go up somewhat because of inflation, but wages should increase and there should be a greater supply of goods for people to buy.
This is so corrupt. I'm gonna go do what Donald Dieners told me to do it.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.